Welcome back to Kings of United States. Today, we bring you the wild, dramatic, and inspiring story of one of Hollywood's most unpredictable talents, Shia LaBeouf. From a troubled childhood to Disney fame, from blockbuster hits to deep personal struggles, and from controversy to redemption, this is the voice behind some unforgettable characters and a life that feels like a movie itself. Shia LaBeouf was born on June 11, 1986, in Los Angeles, California. His background was anything but ordinary. His mother, Shia, was a dancer and visual artist, and his father, Jeffrey, was a Vietnam War veteran who held several odd jobs. The household was deeply unconventional and often unstable. Money was tight, and emotional chaos was the norm. Yet, even in that dysfunction, creativity thrived. Shia began performing early, often entertaining guests with offbeat humor. He once described his childhood as being raised in a hippie lifestyle, but colored with dysfunction, poverty, and pain. He used comedy as a shield, a coping mechanism to survive his chaotic home. By the age of 10, Shia had made up his mind, he would be an actor. He got his start doing stand-up comedy at local coffee houses. Yes, at just 10 years old, Shia was already standing in front of adults, telling jokes many of which he probably didn't fully understand. But his timing was sharp, his confidence unshakable, and soon enough, he landed an agent. Shia's big break came in 2000 when he was cast as Louis Stevens in the Disney Channel show Even Stevens. The role catapulted him into teen stardom. He played the goofy, loud, and chaotic younger brother, and his comic energy stole every scene. The role earned him 2 Young Artist Award nominations and a Daytime Emmy Award in 2003. Behind the scenes, though, things were more complex. Shia was still dealing with the turmoil of his personal life. His father, who was often on set with him, struggled with addiction and erratic behavior. At one point, Disney assigned a handler to protect Shia from his own parent. Imagine being a teenager, working full-time on a hit show, while managing adult responsibilities most kids never face. Still, Shia didn't stop. After Even Stevens, he set his sights higher film. In 1998, he had already made his debut in a little-known movie, called The Christmas Path, but the big screen truly came calling in the early 2000s. He appeared in movies like Holes, based on the popular novel, and that role started to change things for him. He wasn't just a child actor anymore. He was growing into a real leading man. Then came the blockbuster era. In 2007, Shia landed the role of Sam Witwicky in Transformers. Directed by Michael Bay and backed by Steven Spielberg, the film exploded at the box office. Shia was suddenly a global star. Audiences connected with his nervous energy, his believable panic, his everyman charm in the middle of robotic chaos. He reprised the role in several sequels, making Transformers one of the most profitable franchises of its time. Hollywood embraced him, and Spielberg seemed to take him under his wing, casting him in Indiana Jones and the Kingdom of the Crystal Skull in 2008. Shia was on fire, appearing in thrillers like Eagle Eye, Disturbia, and Lawless. He proved he could handle comedy, action, drama, you name it. But the fame came with a cost. Underneath the success, Shia was struggling. Fame was a double-edged sword. The pressure to perform, to live up to expectations, and to maintain an image was overwhelming. Slowly but surely, cracks started to show. He began acting out in public, getting into bar fights, facing arrests for disorderly conduct, and making headlines for the wrong reasons. One of the most infamous moments came in 2014, when Shia attended a Broadway performance of Cabaret and was arrested for disrupting the show. That incident marked a turning point. He was clearly spiraling. Around the same time, he made headlines for a bizarre plagiarism scandal involving his short film, HowardCantor.com, which borrowed heavily from a graphic novel without credit. The backlash was swift. Shia responded with a series of public apologies, some sincere, others bizarre. He even hired a skywriter to apologize to the author. It was clear Shia wasn't just trolling, he was crying out for help. Then, Shia disappeared from the spotlight. He walked away from Hollywood's glitz and glam and started pursuing experimental art projects. He wore a paper bag over his head at a film premiere with the words "I am not famous anymore" scrawled on it. He launched performance art installations like Number I'm Sorry, where he sat in silence while strangers confronted him. While the public mocked or dismissed these actions as weird or attention-seeking, others saw them as raw expressions of pain. Shia was deconstructing his fame, rejecting it, and trying to find something real. In 2017, he starred in Borg vs. McEnroe, where he portrayed tennis legend John McEnroe. The role was intense, emotional, and eerily close to his own volatile personality. Critics began to take notice of his real talent again. But the real turning point came in 2019 with Honey Boy, a semi-autobiographical film that Shia wrote while in rehab. He played a character based on his own abusive father and hired another actor to play his younger self. The film was raw, vulnerable, and deeply personal. It was a confession, a therapy session, and a piece of art, all at once. Critics and audiences alike praised his courage. That same year, he starred in The Peanut Butter Falcon, a heartwarming indie film about friendship and acceptance, co-starring Zach Gossigan, an actor with Down syndrome. The film was a sleeper hit, and Shia's performance was praised for its gentleness and heart. It looked like Shia was finally healing. He was taking accountability, seeking therapy, making meaningful art, and mending relationships. But the peace didn't last long. In 2020, troubling allegations surfaced. His ex-girlfriend, singer F. Twigs, filed a lawsuit accusing him of abuse during their relationship. Shia denied the allegations but acknowledged that he had issues with alcoholism and aggression. He stepped away from public life once again and sought treatment. That moment cast a long shadow. Fans and critics alike were forced to reckon with the duality of Shia, the brilliant artist and the troubled man. Could he be both? Should we support someone still navigating accountability? Despite the controversy, Shia continued working. In 2022, he was cast in Padre Pio, a film about the Catholic saint. Preparing for the role reportedly led him to study Catholicism deeply, and he later revealed that the process had led to his own spiritual awakening. Shia even converted to Catholicism, describing it as a moment of clarity and rebirth. He gave several interviews reflecting on his past, speaking with honesty and humility. He didn't excuse his actions, but he didn't shy away from them either. For many, this marked another step toward redemption. What makes Shia LaBeouf's story so powerful is that it's not clean. It's messy, like life often is. He's been the golden boy and the cautionary tale. He's inspired millions, and let people down. He's made people laugh, cry, and sometimes cringe. But he's never been boring. He represents something rare in Hollywood, a refusal to be polished, to be simple, to be just one thing. Whether you see him as a tortured artist, a gifted performer, a troubled soul, or all of the above, you can't deny his impact. Today, Shia continues to walk the line between destruction and creation. His journey is far from over. Maybe that's what keeps people watching, not just the roles he plays, but the one he plays in real life. A man trying to figure it all out. A man shaped by pain, driven by passion, and still searching for peace. And that's the story of Shia LaBeouf, raw, real, and entirely unforgettable. From Disney to drama, from blockbusters to breakdowns, and from pain to purpose, he's lived every beat out loud. His life reminds us that talent and torment often share the same stage. But maybe, just maybe, redemption can too. Thanks for watching Kings of United State. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to hit that like button, share it with someone who loves a great Hollywood tale, and subscribe to the channel for more deep dives into America's most fascinating stars. See you next time.